51. How did the meeting go? Uma asks. The chopsticks are halfway to George's mouth, but he sets them down anyway. It takes me a second, but I realize the chopsticks he's using are the ones Geoffrey gave me. I don't know when George found them. I was fired. He's curt, offering no other explanation. Uma's eyes widen. She looks at me and then at Ji-yoon, warning us to keep our mouths shut. Fired? Yes, fired, George snaps. Fired. Do you understand that word? Ji-yoon takes a sharp breath. I ball my hands into fists. Uma is the only one who doesn't know that George is mocking her, and she puts her hand comfortingly on his arm. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. Despite her attempts to coerce an answer out of him, George remains close-mouthed. Uma sighs. It's okay, she says. You're going to be my husband. I'll support our family until you're back on your feet. It's no problem. She caresses him, her touch gentle. It's supposed to be a supportive gesture, but she's emasculated him in front of us. Without a word, he stands up and disappears into the bedroom. We listen to him rustle around, and after a few minutes, he emerges with his bags. I'm going back to my apartment for a while, he says. I need to clear my head. My mother watches the door as it slams. She doesn't look away from it for at least an hour. And for the rest of the night, I see her gaze lingering, until finally she slinks into her room, dejected and alone. It doesn't take me long to find George's profile on the dating app. I take a Facebook photo from one of the girls I met at Alexis's study group months ago. She's Asian, of course, and I create an account using her picture. When I swipe right, indicating that I like him, a heart appears on the screen. We've matched. Hi, I type out. I expect to have to wait, but his response comes instantaneously, as though he has been waiting for me. Hi, gorgeous. What are you, Korean? No, Chinese. I lived in China. Do you speak Chinese? Not really. Over the next few hours, I work on building George's trust. It's easy. I've made up an entire life history for Lindsay. Her poor, hard-working immigrant parents are too strict. They live in a dilapidated apartment together, where all she does is study, locked up in her room. They want her to be a doctor, but she wants to be an artist. She's a good girl. She's willing to give up her dreams for theirs. George laps it up as eagerly as a kitten drinking milk. Would you be interested in meeting up sometime? He asks. Yes. Can I see a picture of you first? He sends a very old picture that was taken perhaps 15 years ago, and though his face is thinner, his hair fuller, the eyes are unmistakable. He is dressed in a nice suit, the familiar blue silk tie around his neck. What do you think? George asks. I imagine him hiding in the bathroom of his apartment while Jen waits for him. You're very handsome, I respond. Even typing it out makes me queasy. This seems to excite George. If you want, I can take you shopping after our date. Do you like clothes? Shoes? I like all of it, I reply. I'm out of town right now, but would you like to meet in a few weeks? 2 Thursdays from now? I'd love that, he responds. 52. 1 month until my first year as a college student is over. 1 month until the wedding. Time is flying by and George has almost disappeared from our lives as suddenly as he appeared. He shows up without warning, and every time my mother clings onto him. She knows that he is slipping through her grasp and that her hold on him is tenuous at best. The more she tries to grab on, though, the harder he tries to leave. Every night Oma sits by the door, tissue paper, chicken wire, and electrical tape piled at her feet. She folds and folds and folds as if her paper flowers will bring George back. She doesn't break, she doesn't quiver, she doesn't cry. Her face is pale and grey, and she bends and crimps and curls each piece of metal until her hands are ruined, until she can no longer move them. They become bird-like claws that Jiyun and I massage and soothe with warm water compresses. In the middle of the night I hear her voice. She's speaking quietly so as to not wake Jiyun and me. "The wedding is coming up," she says. "Don't you see what I'm doing for you? For us? Don't you care?" A pause. I wonder what George is saying. "Are you trying to call off the wedding? If you are, don't be such a coward. Just tell me the truth. Don't embarrass me in front of my daughters." I wait to hear the rest of the conversation, but evidently George has hung up. There's a whimper, and I'm taken back to that time nearly a year ago, when my father told her he was leaving. Funny how things never change. Here I am, wide awake. My mother is crying, and once again she is powerless. 53. That weekend, Alexis invites me to her apartment for dinner. We feast on microwaved dinosaur nuggets and Kraft macaroni and cheese while we sit on the couch watching Love Island. It's Alexis's favorite show, but I can't seem to focus on the screen. I'm too busy thinking about my mother and George and the wedding. I fight the desire to check George's dating profile, which I've already done 100 times today. He hasn't sent any new messages, and I know it's pointless to keep looking, but the impulse doesn't quiet. "Is everything okay?" Alexis asks. I realize then that the sound has been muted for some time and that I've been staring dully at a soundless screen. "Huh? Yeah, I'm fine." "You've been distant lately. I'm worried about you." "I'm fine. You don't need to worry." She studies me, and under her watchful gaze I feel myself being pulled apart. "I'm your friend, Jiwon," she says. "If you need anything, you can talk to me. I won't judge you. I would never judge you." She reaches out to touch me. I don't know if it's the burst of emotion I feel toward her, but there's a sharp pain in my head. "Bathroom!" I gasp, and I stumble out of the room. I sit with my back against the door, a pulsating sensation in my head. The lights are too bright, the scent of the candle on her counter too sharp. My stomach Royals. Alexis knocks. Jiwon, everything okay in there? I open the door a crack. Not really. I think I have a migraine. I should go. Are you sure? Do you want to stay until you feel better? I don't mind. No, thanks. I have to go. I bring my hand to my pounding temple. Okay, I'll walk you down. No, I don't mean for it to come out so harshly, but the damage has been done. Alexis takes a step back, confused, as I bolt out the door. Outside, there's a warm breeze, signaling the start of summer. It's Saturday night and the streets are noisy with students working their way to the nearby bars and restaurants. All the commotion makes the pain in my head grow. I sit in the car, leaning back in the seat, waiting for the ache to stop. By the time it does, it's past midnight. I put the car in drive and head to the next block where I can hear whooping and singing. The sound is coming from a bar that's well known for its wild nights. Alexis once told me that she snuck inside with her sister's old ID and ordered an AMF, their specialty drink, a bright, blue, artificial concoction made with vodka, gin, rum, tequila, and blue curacao. It made her throw up for several hours. I circle around, waiting. The people hanging out in front are absorbed in conversation, but I'm not interested in them. Eventually a man comes staggering out. He's wearing a cap low on his head, and even though his face is mostly obscured, I can see that his cheeks are pink. When I roll down the window and call out to him, he looks up, disoriented and confused. His eyes are a deep blue. "Do you need a ride?" I ask. He stumbles into the street so drunk that he can't find the passenger door handle. After a few frustrating moments, I unbuckle my seatbelt and lean over to open the door from the inside. He jumps in without hesitation. It must be nice to be so assured of your safety that you don't have to worry about being alone at night or getting in the wrong car. "Uber?" he asks, slurring his words. "Yeah, didn't know they let Asian chicks do Uber," he mutters, before spewing out some other unintelligible gibberish. I don't respond. He leans back and promptly falls asleep, his mouth dropping open. The cap tumbles off. I pick it up off the floor and place it back on his head. He looks cherubic with his blond hair and his pink cheeks, and there's something strangely familiar about him. I don't realize what it is until I pull away from the curb. It's Backward Cap from the coffee shop. As I speed down the freeway, my stomach growls. I am hungry, ravenous, in fact. I've been so long since my last meal, and it will be such a special meal too. Knowing what I know now, I can hardly wait. I'm so excited that I don't see the black and white car hiding in the shadows until it's too late. I slam on the brakes, coming to a screeching stop, and the red and blue lights start flashing behind me, sirens wailing. I stare at them in the rearview mirror, my heart sinking. "Don't say a word," I hiss at backward Cap, even though he's still fast asleep. The police officer approaches my open window, shining his flashlight in my face. I peer into the brightness. "Do you know why I pulled you over tonight, miss?" he asks. His voice is deep, and he has a mustache, and his eyes are so fucking blue, and I can't concentrate. And, "Miss, did you hear me?" "Sorry, I did. I I'm sorry if I was driving fast, officer. I was picking up my boyfriend. He's drunk, and he called me to pick him up. I was just trying to get us home." I gesture lamely at backward Cap. The policeman flickers the flashlight to the passenger seat. "Don't wake up. Were you out with your boyfriend tonight?" "No, sir." "Have you had anything to drink?" "No, sir." "Not even a sip?" "No." "Do you have your license and registration with you?" "I do." I hand them to him. He gives me my driver's license, a cursory glance, before nodding. "Get home safely," he says. "I'm letting you off tonight with a warning. You're being awfully responsible for someone your age. Tell your boyfriend not to drink so much next time." And with that he disappears into his car and drives away. I'm on a high from my escape. If I were smart, I'd turn back, drop backward Cap off on campus, and not test my luck any further. But I want to keep going. I pull off the freeway exit and veer into an empty lot that's been in development for years. When I was younger, Appa complained about the lot constantly. Back then it was overgrown and neglected, weeds had taken over. "It's a perfectly good spot," my father had said. "If they aren't going to do anything with it, they should give it to someone who will." "Someone like you?" Jiyun asked. "Yes, like me." "What would you do with it?" I asked. Appa rolled his eyes. "Do you really not know?" I did, but I wanted to hear him say it. "I'd build a big house with 3 rooms. One for you, one for Jiyun, and one for Amma and Appa. We'd have a big backyard, and maybe a dog, if you girls promise to take care of it." Amma smiled. "Can we make it 4 rooms? I want an extra bedroom for guests." "If you want 10 rooms, I'll build you 10, whatever you want." Every time we passed by the empty lot, we dreamed of more and more outlandish schemes. A house with a movie theater and a bowling alley and an arcade built inside. A house with 20 rooms, a house with 10 floors, a pool on each one. Then, one day, a sign went up. The lot was sold. We watched as the weeds were cleared, as someone else who wasn't us began building a house that didn't match any of our expectations. The house grew and grew until one day the construction stopped. Since then, it's been complete silence. All that's left is a skeleton, wood planks and tarps battered by the wind. I park the car on the street and cut the engine. It's silent and the streetlights are broken. The ones that are working are too far away for their light to reach us. "Wake up," I growl, shaking backward Cap. He opens his eyes blearily. The blue of his irises gives me a little jolt, and I shake him harder. Wake up! We're here! He tumbles out of the car, sending the cap flying. I help him up, his weight heavy against my body. In the lot, the weeds have taken over again. We are surrounded by mustard plants, which tickle my bare arm. I swipe at them, pushing the spindly, long stalks away. We pass the "No Trespassing" sign, which has rusted over, splotches of brown etched onto the metal. I smell something sharp, pungent. I wrinkle my nose. Backward Cap has pissed all over himself. He grunts, as if satisfied with his performance, and I push him down into the grass. He falls flat and disappears among the flowers. I lean over him with the knife in my hand, admiring his exposed neck. This is the hard part. I have to kill him. I line the blade up to the place where I know the carotid artery lies. Holding my breath, I plunge it into his flesh. 54. Instead of dying quietly, like he's supposed to, Backward Cap screams. His eyes pop open and blood spurts everywhere, over my clothes, my hair, my face. I muffle his mouth with my hand, but he bites down so hard that he breaks through skin. I leap away, howling, trying to shake off the teeth that are still clamped firmly over my hand. Shut up! Shut up! I hiss. He continues to shriek. His sounds echo down the street. My vision narrows. I drive the knife into his neck again and again and again. I slice and stab and cut until there is no more screaming, just a strange stillness that settles over everything. Not even the crickets dare chirp. The body is slumped over. I bend down to look exhausted and then jump backward in shock. It's not Backward Cap, it's George. I blink, dazed, my heart thundering in my chest. My breath comes out in ragged spurts. I stagger forward, grabbing his blood-soaked chin, and jerk his face up toward the moonlight. No, it's not George. It's Geoffrey. But how? I drop my hands, teetering backward and fall, landing hard in the dirt. I crawl toward him, and only then does the illusion finally disappear. It's the same boy from the coffee shop, this time I'm certain. My arms ache, my knees shake, every part of my body hurts, but I use my remaining energy to wrench out his eyeballs, tearing them out of the sockets. They separate from the optic nerve easily. Trembling, I shove the first one in my mouth. When I bite down, it crunches and pops, blood rushing in my mouth, dribbling down my chin. I moan. The second eye has rolled onto the dirt. The iris has become desaturated, tinted with a hideous grey. I pick it up, ready to devour it, but before I can get the satisfaction, a loud engine roars in the distance. I crawl to the car as fast as my body will allow. There's a vicious pounding in my head, but I force myself to move, to go. By the time I make it back inside the car, I've made a mess. There's a trail of brown and red across the road where I've dragged myself. It's a clear line that leads directly to the spot where Backward Cap's body is lying, spread eagle. I drop the eye in the cup holder. It falls with a soft plink among the coins and bobby pins. The pain in my head grows until I can no longer feel anything. I put the car in drive and go without any sense of where I'm headed. A mile down the road, I'm forced to pull over. Everything is white, blinding hot, and I can no longer ignore my hunger. The eye, I need it. I do my best to clean it with my shirt before cramming the entire thing in my mouth. It's good. It's so good. Tears roll down my cheeks. I run my tongue over it, break into its thick shells. It crackles and pops and reminds me of the crispy fish skin crunching loudly between my mother's teeth. After I'm finished eating, I lean my head against the window and cry. 55. I stop at the gas station near my apartment to clean myself up. There's not a single thought in my head. I move mechanically, staring at my reflection. It feels like dried blood and dirt are caked in every crevice of my skin. Hovering over the sink, I wash all the parts of my body that I can reach. I make trips back and forth from the car, cleaning off the blood on the seats with paper towels before flushing them down the toilet. The spots are stubborn. I scrub at them until they disappear. The work is hard, but I am at peace, or something resembling it. I can't change what I've done, but at the very least I can get rid of any sign of it. On the floor I find a single long hair, curled, hiding. It's a golden yellow, a nearly transparent thread, and I pick it up and blow it out the window. It floats away and disappears, carried by the wind. I watch it go and remember the times when Ji-yoon used to pick stray eyelashes off my cheeks. "Make a wish," she would say. "Wish for something big." It's not an eyelash, but I close my eyes and make a wish anyway. Just as I'm about to leave, the gas station attendant comes out and raps on my door. "Excuse me," he says, scowling. "What are you doing?" "Nothing. I'm leaving now." "You people are coming at all hours of the night, doing strange things in the bathroom. It's not right." He shakes his head. "Don't come back here unless you're going to buy something." I flee before he can chastise me further. In the rearview mirror, I see him standing, arms crossed, making sure that I'm really gone. It's late and I should go home, but there's a restless energy pulsing through my veins. I want to see Alexis. I want to talk to her, apologize for the way I acted earlier. I take the long way home, driving past the bar where I picked up my now dead, eyeless friend. Alexis's apartment looms overhead, and I falter for a second, trying to see if the light in her fifth-story window is on. It's off. She's sleeping. I park on the street and get out of my car, unsure of what to do. I want to call Alexis, but I don't want to upset her by waking her up. I hover on the sidewalk before opening my car door again and sitting back inside. The key is halfway to the ignition when the thought hits me that she is the only person who would understand. Picking up my phone, I dial her number. The line rings. It goes once, twice, and then I hear the hiss of static on the other side. "Jiwon?" she asks, her voice coated with sleepiness. I imagine her lying in bed in her pajamas. "Is everything okay?" "No," I say. I can't help the sob that enters my voice. "I'm not okay." There's a rustle and she suddenly sounds much more awake. "Did something happen? Do you need help?" "No, I'm in front of your apartment." "Right now?" "Yeah." I watch her window as the lights flicker on in her room. Her face peeks out. She waves. I wave back. "I'll come down. Give me a second." It takes a few minutes for her to get all the way to the ground floor, and by then I've disparaged myself so much that I'm sweating. Alexis has thrown a jacket over her pajamas, but the pattern underneath peeks out. Mistletoe. The absurdity of it makes me burst into laughter, and she looks at me, bewildered. "What? Why are you wearing Christmas pajamas? It's June." "Did you really wake me up in the middle of the night to ask me why I'm wearing Christmas pajamas?" She crosses her arms. "I'm going to murder you." There's a hint of a smile playing on her lips. "Go ahead, I won't stop you." I bend my neck, offering it to her. She pokes me in the jugular, her long nails scratching against my skin. It makes me shiver. I straighten up and look her in the eyes. "Would you still like me if I did something bad?" She grows solemn. "What are you talking about? What did you do?" "Nothing," I say quickly. "I'm speaking hypothetically. If I did something, would you still be my friend?" I mean, I want to say yes, but I guess it depends on what you did. If you killed someone, then it depends on whether or not they deserved it." She laughs and doesn't seem to notice the tears springing to my eyes. I blink them back. "Jiwon, is everything okay? You're making me worry." "I'm fine. I'm just overwhelmed with everything going on, that's all." She gives me a look of understanding, then wraps me up in a hug. She's so warm. I whisper in her ear, "Go back to sleep. I'll call you tomorrow."